they get relatively, well, it's not essentially burst, but if it's the Omega style of glue, Leo mentioned it yesterday, that we mentioned, that glue is usually paired up with good burst damage, and then the Lunox will be able to dish that. Harith, not really burst, but the basic attack will hurt eventually, so that's a good pair. It's a very strong front line to hold, good sources of damage, early to late, great coverage there by Execration, and a great and safe draft by the squad. ONIC PH, on the other hand, high potential for pick-off to force an early Purify from either the Lunox or the Harris. You can also force out the Lancelot. Good late game damage from the Claude, good hold on the Barretts, damage and slows as well from the Kagura, and ONIC's last pick in their potential last game of the season, they're gonna pair up the Chang'e with the Barretts. So the Chang'e, Kagura along with the Barretts. Now what I'm seeing here from the side of ONIC is damage, poke, Execration, good balance, but they have a much beefier front line to work with here. But actually, it's sort of evened out here with the adjustment that ONIC PH did, which was that it's going to be Jay on the Cho, and then they're also going to have Dilar playing the Barret, so they'll also have the two tanks. It's not going to be as chunky as the lineup of the glue, as a tandem of the glue and the Kufra, but they do have the damage.
Yeah, and if anything, the entire team fight that we're gonna have is a front-to-back type of team fight, meaning they have to go through Chaknu and Renzio and Jay and Delar in order for them to reach the back lines, because it's not the safest choice to go ahead and go for the dive, because there's a lot of protection here for both of these teams.
Yeah, it's a very honestly, if you look at the checklists of the drafts for both squads, they check out everything they need to check out. They have a response to one another. In terms of the draft, this is a 50-50. It's a fantastic draft by both squads. They both have tools to answer the other. The Cho pick can force out Purifies. ONIC has the damage to burst it out. Dilar, picking up the Avarice, will be able to get his sustain items early on. Renjo picked up the Avarice as well. Wow, they both just read each other really, really well.
To echo what Leo said in the analyst desk during game number 1, we might have another record broken here this day. Might.
Yeah, this has potential for a really long game. With a crazy amount of sustain. They don't have the heals though, so the sustain is gonna come in the form of just the tanks being chunky.
Yeah, it's every both of them got knocked up.
Yeah.
Jump around. jump up and get down. Yeah, that's
we're showing our age.
What do you mean? I just heard that from my friend who's older.
You're older than me. But right now, Chaknu, again, they bounce up each other. They knock each other up at the same time. I hate taking a fair amount of damage from E2 Max. He has to get on out of there. So right now, again, we're seeing cautions from these two teams, but not so much caution that they're not taking, that it's hindering them from getting a substantial rotation. They're still rotating really well, being able to give information. The Chang'e and the Harith lane, this matchup is what I'm going to keep my eye out for here, because they're both X factors for this squad. Kelra, this first season with Execration, has a chance to just take them out of the lower bracket hell that they find themselves in now and bring them to another layer of lower bracket hell. But at least, reset, they are not at risk of losing their slot in the season. But Cal VJ easily takes the turtle.
Yeah, forced to use out the perfect execution as well. Not using the retribution himself. He's going to try to go for the steal. Renzio gets caught up. Catches Kyrie, actually gets the Detona's welcome onto Chaknu, and he has to fall back, not in the best position that he has to be in. E2 Max not also in the best position to help out Chaknu. They have to back off.
Both teams almost losing a lot there, but no death has been delivered yet. Chaknu going in, he misses. And let's see if Jay and Delar, Hate in the back line though, blazing duet, forced it.
Max.
But E2 Max secures the kill. Kyrie can get one back though, but E2 Max power for the first kill was able to get him a heal, but he goes down eventually. But it's bad news for ONIC PH. Already one death delivered to their carry.
Man, I thought E2 Max was going to make it out alive there. I really thought. But As much as we think about all of our thoughts here, it's still pretty much anybody's game. Gold is relatively even. The kills are there. Objective takes are relatively even, save for the turtle take. Looking at the items, everybody's still all relatively even.
Yep.
Save. Oh no, everybody is relatively even. The matchup between Kagura and Kelra, well, at the very least, Kairi and Kelra, they're still even. The junglers, KLVJ and Hey, they are also even in gold.
Yeah, still no one in the lead, considerably so here. KLVJ being covered really well by Itomax and Renjo. Already full built the Raptor Machete on his way to his next main item. Meanwhile, the rest of ONIC, now Jay and Kairi with how they're positioning, will be shadowing Hate a little bit more here.
And Delar gets the Detona's welcome, gets a stun onto Itomax with Renzio. But that's Yaknu falling down, and that's Renzio sticking, grab, stick, all the 9 yards here of all the double named skills of Glue. Help secure that kill in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and this could be another free turtle here for Execration. Hate is nearby. It'll be hard for him to contest this as Renzio is positioned really well, and he knows better than to take the risk of trying to take the turtle all by his lonesome. So that is going to be the second turtle of the game going to KLVJ. ONIC PH, they're now going to be biding their time, playing a little bit more defensively now, waiting for Hate to farm up even more.
And this is deadly. ONIC likes waiting patiently and punish Execration in overstepping themselves. Chakno does not go for the revenge continuation there. The Wave the Dragon connects, but it's not being followed through by ONIC PH. And if Chakno just committed that revenge, could have turned the fight around.
Hard also to commit that as there was Glue nearby. Iyaknu gets taken out this time. Second death now onto that Chang'e Execration. They are building quite a comfortable lead for themselves. Again, this is match point tournament life at stake here. Chaknu commits it.
No rage is going to be committed. Just goes for the bouncing ball just to try to get a feel of what the reaction is for ONIC PH there.
Yeah. Huge potential for Execration to run away with this early on. But again, the balance of their lineup also scales incredibly well into the late game. ONIC will be able to deal the damage though, but can they get to the point where they have their items to deal the damage? Those are two strong frontline tanks that you have to deal with. Iyaknu's Meteor Shower will be landing on those two often. It's going to be blocked a lot, so it's going to be up to Kairi Hate to really provide a lot of damage for the ONIC lineup. Dilar trying to disrupt here, but he might get caught out. Here comes Chaknu.
KLVJ actually used a retribution there. Jay, low. Already forced to use away the dragon to get a lot of space between him and Renzio, and he manages to make it out alive.
Dilar potentially saved there by Jay. Chaknu was charging up the Tyrant's Revenge. Meanwhile, the top lane, look at that. Zaman Force dashing left and right. Kelra gets a kill there onto Kairi. This time it's Chaknu who spots out Jay, but Yaknu's there to cover him, and Jay's forced to go back yet again. This time Dilar having a tough time against the damage of that Lunox. See here, the Lunox is still lacking in damage. Itomax isn't fully built yet, so Dilar is able to hit eat up the Chaos Assaults without that much of a problem.
And it's relatively a stalemate here. 3,000 gold lead by Execration. They finally secured the top lane turret thanks to the Minions Turtle being started off by KLVJ here. And ONIC PH, they are in a good position. The Weight of the Dragon connects on Itomax. He'll be able to force out the Flicker there. Order of Brilliance is still available for himself as well. Secured! Will still be secured. Renzio and KLVJ eyeing out Delar here, and there's nowhere for Delar to run in this fight. Chaknu going for the revenge onto Kairi. It does connect. No follow-throughs there with the Rage. Will be forced to flicker out. The Yin-Yang Overturn is still available. Never mind, that's no longer available there by Kairi, but still, this is a siege for Execration. A good pickup for themselves.
Close to summer, or it's still hot in the... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's always hot in the Philippines. That's but true. A snowball is forming right before our eyes as the Execration lead has snowballed to 5K and going. 5,000 gold. Let's see how ONIC will respond to this. Execration has a chance again to end this game really quickly. ONIC PH, they're trying to contest certain objectives, they're trying to contest certain fights. But with the gold build-up that Execration has been able to get themselves, it's really hard for them to make a considerable play. But they find an opening here onto Renzio, but that is Glue. It's going to take a lot of firepower to try and take him down. And look at that, Renzio. Not shy to really just use the ultimate there and stand around. Like, it's fine. He's a glue. He can take the damage. But that's a big damaging push up top there for ONIC.
And big push, 2 turrets down. That's also the top lane turret already. Just the inhibitor. KLVJ versus Hate. The Blazing Duet will be forced out.
He has to go back.
KLVJ, is he forcing it? Yes, the Thorn Rose. Don't even mind the damage output there. Just waiting for the opportunity to go for the BMI back into that.
KLVJ
just going to go for the
give it to
TP. The duel will be won by KLVJ, no doubt.
Yeah, great patience there by KLVJ, knowing that there was nowhere really for Hate to go. And though Hate did really try its best to bait out KLVJ moving, it's the experience, the championship experience of KLVJ that we saw there, not leaving the BMI spot. Here comes Chaktu, not getting anyone though, but that's ONIC PH trying to defend this tower. Let's see if they'll be able to contest this Lord, as Execration will be able to break their bottom tower.
Yeah, almost there. Oh, the rage misses by Chaknu. Could have been a big pick-off to take down Jay in that fight, but they have to make do with what they have. They do not have the capability to start off the Lord, though.
Yeah, and again, right now, what we're seeing from Execration is a big team effort. Oh, Jay sliding through the Tyrant's Revenge, not getting knocked up.
And that is also the Meteor Shower and the Blazing Duet being used up. Big opening by Execration. Ultimates are down here for themselves. They only really have to worry about Kyrie with the Yin Yang overturn. But meanwhile, as I say that, Kelra and Intamax is going to be on the bottom lane. The Zom Force will be committed out by Kelra as well. The Synchrovisions will connect on the Jay. The Chaknu goes for the Revenge, connects onto Delar. And they're still relatively alive here.
ONIC holding on as Execration again find themselves in a comfortable lead. They found themselves in this situation earlier. ONIC will be able to turn around. Can they do that again? But what we're seeing right now from Execration is, again, dominance, pure dominance, not giving breathing room for ONIC. It's 7-1. Map coverage, the presence of 2 tanks, the glue and the Kufra, giving ONIC PH a hard time to really get a considerable win because they're eating up so much damage that they can throw. Iyaknu has been shut down early and he's still trying to catch up in the gold here. Kyrie is getting some damage in, but here comes an opening by ONIC PH.
Forced to use the Order of Brilliance, and they will be forced to back off. ONIC, they have a good idea on how to fight Execration, but Execration just backs off completely.
Yep, and again, map coverage, map pressure continued here. Kelra has been unstopped by ONIC PH so far, 3-0. The late game insurance of ONIC PH, of Execration, the signature Higher pick for Kelra has been undisturbed so far. That could be a massive win there for Execration.
Oh, Chaknu tried to go for a big play, but he paid the price after that wave the Dragon by J connects and just converged on top of him.
A small opening here for ONIC PH, but their top lane is getting pressured by a split push from Glue. Now Execration still has their second tank, ONIC PH, playing around the Lord, but I don't think they're going to be able to commit as the waves are too pushed in right now. The Execration waves are too pushed in the side lanes.
And that's the Order of Brilliance once again being used defensively by Ito Max. Force it back up. The Thomas whack up into the flicker in the Blazing Duet as well. On top of that, ONIC PH is capitalizing on all the damage output that they have against Execration, and Execration has to back off here at this point.
Opening found there, and ONIC PH are finding it. A flame shot lands by Kyrie. Kelra forced to use one dash to get away. Let's see if Jay will be able to get the Kelra. He's going to stop it. No, he's not going to get it. Really close though. Almost gets a flicker and Jeet Kundo. ONIC PH have the Lord in their hands here, but they're trying to find out where KLVJ is and try to stop him beforehand. Iyakno already used a meteor shower. That could be big.
That has to be big. Renzio is going to be in the back lines, just disrupting the members here from ONIC PH from converging on towards the Lord. He's dropping low, but it doesn't matter. He's still tanky. He's a glue. Chaknu forcing to charge out their revenge. Will be repositioning himself over the bush to gain a lot of zoning potential against ONIC PH here. This Lord is going to be crucial for ONIC PH to secure for themselves. This is a Luminous Lord going a good job, just getting zoned out. Jay, who does not have an opportunity to dive in. Chaknu charging out the revenge will go for the lore instead, and that is a beautiful take by Execration.
Reset there by ONIC. Exec forced them back. Exec gets the Lord and now have taken control of the game yet again. If ONIC PH had a high potential to turn things around earlier, that chance has decreased yet again. Great play there by Execration. As we look at the items here, Divine Glaive picked up already by Itomax, so he'll be able to deal a great amount of damage there onto Barretts. Meanwhile, the Harith has everything all except the concentrated energy. Already has the Holy Crystal. Already has the Calamity Reaper as well. Feather of Heaven. That's going to be a lot of damage coming in from that Harith. It's going to be a hard hold here for ONIC PH. It's a massive lead by Execration.
The Execration, they're knocking on the doors. All but inhibitor turrets are left here for ONIC PH. Lord marching on over towards the top side. Will finally switch it down to a quarter HP and delete the top lane inhibitor turret from existence. Execration, Chaknu goes for the revenge, connects onto Delar, forces the flicker out. Mid lane turret is going to go down. Sound Force is going to be laid down as well on the floor. Renzio looking for an opportunity to disrupt the backlines as they get Jay down. Even with the way of the dragon, he's not going to be able to make a lot of plays there. Flicker in by Chaknu. Rage is still available. He's not going to be committing just yet. He's getting focused out by ONIC PH. The Blazing Duet in the backlines by Hate will potentially get at the max. If they both die at the same time, in Execration, they're knocking on the doors. It's just down to Kyrie to defend this. And Execration, they're moving forward in the playoffs, eliminating ONIC PH.
They're not going down just yet. Execration eliminate ONIC PH from the MPL playoffs. What are we looking at right now?